Okay, we're gonna talk about something a little different today. So this video will be about opening the heavenly eye or third eye by blessing, and some of the medical benefits, how I perceive them, according to my own experiences, of course. So let's start by saying this is kind of where medical treatment and esotericism kind of start bridging the gap, because like what you experience during this process is really insane, and hearing somebody speak about it, you're like, I wonder, versus when you experience it yourself, it's an undoubtable fact. It cannot be denied one bit when you go through the process. So this process is also simply called empowerment. So in our little circle or whatever, we just throw around the term empowerment. You're going to get the empowerment when you go, or whatever. But essentially, it's opening of the heavenly eye, or Tianmu, which translates to heaven eye. Tianmu, Chinese term. So, first, I've had this done to me 5 times. I've witnessed it maybe 100 times in person. So I feel like I have a little bit of knowledge on what's occurring during this process, but I would try to give it in layman's terms, what I understand up to this point at least. So let's go off of my experience first. So the first time I had it, super intense, quite unexpected, what occurred during the empowerment. Okay. That's powerful. Basically, you see this phenomena where lights start to appear, and what I kind of equated it to was I was telling others, like, it's like your vision cuts off and you start seeing dream imagery. That's what I equated it to. So I didn't see dream imagery, but images start to appear in your mind's eye. So I had nothing else to equate that to other than what causes us to see dreams internally. So I'm assuming that's being like juiced up. It's being zapped so strongly, like that area is being zapped so strongly that involuntarily you start seeing these mental images much stronger than you seeing everything outside of you. So I had that done, and it was crazy intense, and it was basically crazy intense all 5 times. So I had a talk with my doctor, and we were having a one-on-one, and then randomly he comes out and he just tells me, tomorrow, he's speaking in Chinese, of course, but I have the translator there. He's like, tomorrow I'm going to open the Tianmu for you, and you're going to see light and this and that. And I was like, I never heard anyone go into that much detail before when I heard him speaking to me about it. So yeah, so it's an insane process. So the benefits, how I perceive them, which is what this video is about, the medical benefits at the least. Let's start with the Qi benefits. So what happens when they open the Tianmu for you? So basically, when they put the hand there, juice you up, You get all the experiences, but that's a mental thing going on. What's going on energetically and physically in the rest of the body, right? What's happening is the current is somehow, some way, is causing chi to go down to the lower dantian and collect there. So if you don't have a lower dantian, this process will give you a lower dantian. So for some reason, it causes that chi to go there and begin to collect. Another thing is, it's always told to you, well, new beginners, they don't tell it to them because it'll be a more complicated task for them to do. But people who have had this done on multiple occasions, they would tell us, focus on the lower dantian. Focus on the lower dantian. You know, they repeat that to you. You focus on the lower dantian, just breathe there, right? And you can utilize the breathing technique that I taught you in a previous video. You breathe there to the lower dantian, and what happens is you're learning to anchor you're learning to kind of bind your awareness with the chi, right? The chi that they're injecting into you, it's a large flow of chi, a large flow of external chi being injected into you. It's foreign to you, but you're learning to bind your awareness to it and anchor it into the lower dantian. So this is, I feel like this is helping to synchronize your will with your chi, you know, because for a normal person, it's kind of separate to an extent, you know. It takes some effort to control it. Going through this process and doing, you know, and you know, going through it correctly, I should say, following the instructions, going through the process correctly, you should then be able to synchronize the movement of thought and movement of chi to a much higher degree than what it previously was. That's my opinion on it, and that's my experience, honestly. Another benefit I feel like is harmonization of the brain waves. So I feel like the brain waves are becoming more synchronized. In that moment, it's like you have to become more meditative. Imagine getting hit by a lightning bolt and you're trying to gather all your senses, but the light it's not a quick lightning bolt. It's something that's lasting for multiple seconds. Imagine that going on. You're just, and then you collect all your senses. You know, that's powerful. That is powerful. Like, for you, in a sense, it takes a lot in you to be able to accumulate yourself and all your energies to the degree needed to be able to get complete control. It's an insane process. Like in the video footage, you see crazy involuntary contractions of the neck, and what you don't see is like how internally you feel like all your teeth are rattling, the head is internally rattling, like you feel like everything is rattling, and you're just like I probably so I've seen a lot of empowerment, so you can imagine I have a lot of footage of it I won't show, but I have a lot of footage of mine, not so good angles, but fortunately when I record I get very good angles, and I have a friend who said it's okay for me to show, so here's where we insert that clip.
发送。
问他看到了什么？
What you see?
是不是七彩？
What?
White light and lots of like circles, geometric shapes.
So in that clip, you basically see my friend receiving the empowerment or going through the process of opening the Tian Mu, or third eye, and you heard his description of what he saw. this is a common phenomenon among everyone who goes through this process. It's no doubt about it. You come to that medical trip, as long as you're already clear when you show up, or if you have issues in your system that the doctor perceives, and he helps you confirm it by doing certain things like taking your blood and showing you the issues present that are preventing you from going through that process. If you choose to receive treatment and get your issues cleared up, then you can receive the opening of the Tianmu, or the opening of the Tianmu by blessing, is what I'm gonna call it. Blessing. It kind of reminds me of I don't know if y'all are familiar with Catholic terms like laying on of hands, when the priests do a laying on of hands. But like in the Bible, how they talked about it back in the day, I assume, because I've never seen it done to the extent I've seen from these doctors, but I assume what the original laying on of hands was that's mentioned in the Bible when like Jesus was healing people and stuff. I assume it's directly correlated with what these guys are doing as well. Separate systems, same energies, if you get what I'm saying. In yoga, they have something called Shaktipat, and what do? They bless the third eye. They touch the third eye or somewhere on the body, and it activates the system. So it's in many traditions. It's not just in these systems that I've witnessed personally, but nonetheless, the medical benefits are phenomenal. So that's the benefits I know as of now, at least. Synchronization of the brain waves, at least in that moment. I feel like it helps you become more calm and collected, and it's always recommended to meditate right after. So I feel like having that done enough, it will help to collect the mind to a much higher degree than what it currently is, or what it previously was. Another benefit that was mentioned by the doctor, I don't know how true this is, but he told one of the ladies that was receiving the empowerment, he said, "Do you want to forget your bad memories?" And she said, "Yes." So he said, "Okay, I will open the Tianmu for you." So the thing is, I believe, like, you don't forget the bad memories, but the karmic bond associated with that bad memory, or the attachment of that emotion to that memory, that horrible memory that people experience, I feel like they're able to reduce it to a significant degree through the blessing of the heavenly eye. So that I feel that's a medical benefit, right? Reduction of perceived traumas, or previous mental traumas, reduction of it. That's a big benefit. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people would benefit from that. And we have not so much of a medical benefit, but the synchronization of the mind with the chi. It's a big benefit. It could be. Because it's borderline medical, borderline more so for personal, I like, that's what I've been told, at least so far, and the concentration of the chi in the lower dantian, that's a fact. The people who go through that process, it's a known fact that this process is what activates the dantian. So getting this blessing up here activates down here, basically. And like I said, utilize the breathing that was taught in the previous video. What's the name of the video? How to breathe properly. It's part of the Neigong Insight series, but just utilizing some proper breathing focusing on that, deeply focusing on that area. This will take the most focus you ever used in your life, I promise. You think you've been focused so far, you go to the gym, you're getting that last rep out, doing bench press or whatever, pull-ups or something. You think you were focused doing that. Come get this empowerment, and this is going to test your willpower. This will show you that you have a lot of room for growth. Yeah. So that's all I kind of wanted to go into, is like a brief little insight, from what I know, at least. Brief little insight into the opening of the Tian Mu, Heavenly Eye, or Third Eye by Blessing.